So here is the basic layout of the box. This is kind of for all the override controls. There's a step and continuous selection mode there, and then you have your Z positive and Z negative, and then also your joystick, which you can probably see better that way. Your joystick that will jog around your X and your Y, and then also do some other features too. But that's the basic layout. On the side, you'll see start, feed, hold, stop. Does exactly what it is, starts the program, feed, hold, or stops the program. One feature of the box, and something you're not going to see, is the selector switch for X, Y, and Z positions, especially when you're jogging or using the MPG. What I've done is I've made it so the joystick kind of, what the program will do is remember where or what the last axis you were on, and it'll automatically step in that direction. So for instance, if I switch it over into step mode, looks like I'm there already, but I'll go ahead and cycle it once more. Then I went and just tapped X. It's going to be in my X axis, just like that. Same with Y. If I just tap on Y, it's going to be on Y. So a lot of times when you're bringing down the part and you're switching between step and continuous, you're usually only working in one axis, at least I am. So that way it just keeps in that axis, and you can quickly cycle between step and continuous. Same thing with Z. It'll remember that position. So if I'm in continuous, then that's how it'll run, and then again it'll be in step, and then I can adjust it with the MPG also. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and try out some of the buttons here. Let me focus in on the box. So for instance, if I was going to change my feed override, what I would do is just select that button right there, and it'll switch it over into that override mode right there. And then if I wanted RPM, then I would just select RPM and adjust it that way, or velocity, just like that. So what I've done is on the overrides, at least the feed and max velocity, I made it so they switch into kind of like a fine-tune mode when it gets below 20%. That's just so you have a little bit more control at those lower ranges. I think velocity override is the biggest one, where having that lower 1% increment is nice, because it allows you to step in a lot, I guess, more controlled. So anyways, you can see I switched over to the velocity override, and now I'm just cranking it up. As soon as it goes to 20, then it'll switch over to 5% increments. And usually by that time you know that your program's either good or it's going to work, or there's nothing too crazy going on. So that's it going back to 100%. Jog override here is, I set that increment at 2%. I just thought it would be good for that. So there's 2%. It just kind of feels good for the MPG, and it doesn't feel like it's, you're having to spin it too much or not enough or what have you. So that is the jog override. The other button you'll see is step and continuous. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and hit that's that button. It'll just cycle through step and continuous. Let's see if we can get Pathpilot to focus there. So you can see I'll just adjust that, and obviously that is just going to go in between step and continuous. So it's kind of hard getting everything into the shot here, but what I'll do is just kind of run through a part here and show you. I don't know if I can get the box in here also as I'm controlling it and try and look at the part and all that. But anyways, I'm in step mode right now. I'm just going to cycle over to continuous, and then I will bring the part over. I just switched over to step there, and I'm in X already, so. So there's X right there. And then I'll just do my divide by 2. switch back over to continuous. There's my Y negative there. Flip back over to continuous, bring it over. Just make sure I'm in Y. And then we'll divide by 2 here. And you guys probably have a better angle than I do. It's hard for me to look at the needle there if it's really on 0 or not with the parallax. Let's see, go back to continuous and go 0. So again, my X and Y is touched off. One thing, as I was talking about, is the on-the-fly jog adjustment. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and make jog active here, and then I can bring that down to, we'll say 1%, and then I can dial that in and drive my Heimer right into the part. And then flip back over to step. And then there's my Z, which I've already touched off Z once, so there's a little bit into repeatability there. So then I'll flip back over to continuous. I know with Z's touched off, then I can come up. What I'll do is, I think I'm still in jog mode anyways, and I'll go back to 100%, and then we'll get out of the part here. There you go. I decided to reshoot this. It was kind of blurry on the other video.